Captain Ishola. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr.
Towards the website project, and we'll start with a question about your parentage, place of birth, state, and your early education before joining NNSL.
Thank you, Dr. Chilaka. It's a great pleasure meeting you after a very long time.
Yes.
I'm from Ishola family. My parents, blessed memory now.
Yeah.
Mr. James Ishola and my mother, Mrs. Elizabeth Ishola.
Yeah.
Our place of birth, Agbonle, Ijebu Northeast local government of Ogun State.
Okay.
I have my primary education in Baptist Day School, Madoga, in present-day Yewa South local government. Thereafter, I proceeded to Ilaro for what we call in those days secondary modern school. So I attended Baptist Secondary Modern School, also in Ilaro. From there, I proceeded to the college, that's Egbado College, in 1968. It's now called Yewa College. I passed out from there with grade 1. We call it Division 1 in those days. One of the best 3 in the class, to the glory of God. And for a year, briefly, after my school start, I worked with Federal Ministry of Finance in Lagos here as a clerk, a vetting clerk in the motor vehicle advances section from the head office in Lagos here at Tinubu Square then. With Snake House. Then I was transferred to Ijora here, where we're handling motor vehicle advances loans to civil servants all over the country. All applications will pass through my table as a vetting clerk. I was a very important vetting clerk. I was getting phone calls from all over even in the military, customs, police. Everything passed through my desk. 3 of us were clerks, and we were very, very important to that section. I was the vetting clerk, application will pass through my table. They had one preparing voucher to preparation. When one was writing check, do you know the check we were writing in those days? Central bank checks.
Wow.
So you can see the trust put in. 3 of us were very young boys.
So the life in those days was
straightforward, and we were being guided by our ogas. HO, HEO, EO, senior accountant, principal accountant. They groomed us. They put seriousness into the business. We were working in the ministry, but it was like we were working in a firm. Imagine giving loan to all nations, all the ministry before they decentralized everything. And then everything was through central bank. So I learned a lot from that area. From then onwards, which leads me to the next line.
How you now left such a promising...
Well, we did the day I was even joining Federal Ministry of Finance. They already said, you young boys with good results, we will not stay long. University, everywhere, you will go. Of course, we will further education. We will still remain in the civil service. But I had an uncle of blessed memory now, a radio officer, Mr. Samuel Oshikoya. There was an advert that came out, recruiting of cadets, NNSL, and he brought it to me. I was staying with another uncle in Pangrove area in Lagos. And he said, this is my, he called my mother then, auntie, this is my auntie's son. Look at his result. That was my other uncle that I was staying with. He said, go and apply for this. I think you have science and other things. You are able to do it. But nothing is easy. I said, I know nothing is easy in life, but I will try my best. And that was how I entered to join my other colleagues. I don't know what 24 of us were interviewed and taken in Lagos. Many people were interviewed, but 24 of us were taken in Lagos here. And one of my colleagues here is Captain Alao.
Yes.
Quite a lot of them. Captain Adu, Captain Afolabi, Captain Ukide. I have quite a lot of wonderful. The Chris Nezaya. I I recall a lot of wonderful colleagues, John Shelo.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it was that when we were engaged in Lagos here, 1974, August, there was MV River Ethiopia.
Okay.
And they say, who had joined the ship straight from Lagos here to UK? And my school was to be in Liverpool, Riversdale College of Technology.
Okay.
8 boat Liverpool 19.
Yeah.
10 of us were put on the ship. And we sailed from Lagos here. And I had a senior cadet with him now, Patrick Agetwe, my senior cadet.
Okay.
So he worked with Shell before he retired. Wonderful colleague.
Yeah.
You know. So we got to Hull, Hull City.
Yeah.
Then we were put on train. Some of us went to Liverpool. Some went to Southampton, Osage. But they divided us into 2 groups. I was in the group that went to Liverpool. And then we did our induction then.
Okay.
So my first training was to go with my colleague, blessed memory now, Captain Mutiu Musa.
Okay.
We were posted after 2 weeks induction in Liverpool there. We were posted to MV Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Okay.
Of course, they are all our ships, Nigeria cargo ship. Beautiful ship, We learned a lot. My ship officer there was Bodul, who later became captain, and then Captain Bodul. Bodul, yes.
Okay.
Captain there was Captain Escort. They are both Oyibos.
Okay, I see.
So they taught us a lot and they guided us a lot. And the school we attended, they also arranged correspondence course for us.
I see.
So when we were even at sea, we were busy studying. And when you finish your correspondence course, you take it to the master of the vessel, who will now send it to NNSL office and will send it back to school. They will mark and send it back to us and give us the next set.
Wow.
So if you are not following judicially, religiously, your record, you may not even go for the next phase.
I see.
So we had a training officer who was monitoring what we were doing in Liverpool office. So that's why most of us were based in Liverpool. And Liverpool also had the Deputy High Commission in the same building with us.
Nigeria Deputy High Commission?
Yes! Same Oriel Chambers.
I see.
Beautiful arrangement for us. It was good for us. If you are going to do anything about visa extension, you don't need to go to home office. Just submit as a passport to the High Commission there, or Deputy High Commission. You extend it and say if you are going to stay longer in the school. And in those days, going to school, we were not looking for visa, you are not going to queue for visa. It was at Heathrow Airport, they say, hello John, how long do you want to stay? So I'm going to school. By that time, they already arranged school for us. They already know they were going to school. Okay, they give us 6 months first. And if you need extension, send your passport to home office. There was no headache for me at all. For us as cadets, everything was planned for us. Going to school, going back to sea. We already have where we can do sea time. We have no problem in meeting up our schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the beginning.
I think you were lucky.
Very lucky and very, very lucky, I must tell you. And the country too had good leaders who are serious about developing fellow Nigerians.
Yes.
You are not bothered about where you are coming from. You are a Nigerian and you are ready to train you.
Okay, I think we can go to question number 4 now. Your peers, colleagues, seniors, and co-workers, and how you got on with them. Any face-offs with anybody? Any bosom friends?
Well, I would say I was pretty lucky at sea, but I would say on that river, Ethiopia,
yes,
of blessed memory, there was a Captain M.S. Mohammed. He was our second officer at that time.
M.S. Mohammed.
Yes, he was
formerly of
NMA. Yes, before Lokuna took over for him. He said, young man, you are too reserved, you are too quiet to go to sea. You see the way God works? I became a master before him. That's the irony of life. I did not quarrel with his comments, I just took it like that. I didn't quarrel with him, but he already graded me that this one, what are you coming to? You are coming to waste your time. I didn't quarrel with him, but to the glory of God, I became a mastermind before him. That's the irony of life. So I will never forget that statement.
Okay.
Now, others that also said the same thing. When we were even doing boat drill, we were doing boat exercises, those who are our seniors, with my colleague, now Captain Mohammed Afolabi, we were doing boat drill. The second one said, you should listen to my instruction, wait for your turn. Unfortunately, he only made it to chief officer, who became captain. So you have all those things that people jab at you that time. What about even the ratings, the ABs, the bosuns, even the stewards? They maltreated us as cadets.
Oh, is that so?
They said tomorrow when we become captain, we will give them order.
Yeah.
So this is the time they can deal with us. But it was a learning process for us. We took everything in our stride.
So did they really deal with you?
They dealt with us. Gave us more job than expected. Gave us the hardest ones, thinking that we will complain. But we were learning. Oh yes, it was interesting. We were learning, but we never bothered. But today here we are. So some of them, when they see you, they say, these boys, you see, we know they were going to go to that level. We thank God for that. Yeah, they inspired us actually.
That's serious.
They inspired us, I will tell you.
That's serious.
Some very senior colleagues, I will never fail to mention, like Captain Basi, Captain Felix Ndoyan. I will ever be grateful to them all. Captain Essien, Captain Tunde Olukotun.
Okay.
I will never forget him. He has been a wonderful mentor.
Yeah.
These are people who showed us the light, who showed us the way to go. Then Captain Patrick Ogbonda, Captain Ejemba. These two are not tribalists. Captain Ejemba was the one that promoted me from cadet to fourth officer. There were other officers, other cadets around. He picked me out. Yeah. And then I was promoted to another person, back to the same river as fourth officer before I went to school.
I see.
So it's been a great family work. People, we worked together, we cooperated together, we did everything together. Nobody cared which part of the country you came from. Yeah. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So I didn't have any problems. I had a very good relationship with all my peers.
Okay, that's fine. Then let's go to 5. The voyages from Lagos to Liverpool or Liverpool to Lagos. There's the loading of cargoes, unloading the sailings, and how you spent your time at sea.
Well, I mentioned part of it during my training as cadet, like correspondence, that kept us busy. Yes. Also, by the time I now also became senior officer, actually I became one interesting aspect because we were talking about promotion here. Maybe I might even jump it earlier.
Yeah.
When you were also asking that when we joined, were they all Nigerians? No. When we joined, like I said, my first captain, my chief officer, they were foreigners. They were even British.
Okay.
So by the time I became third officer, that was 1977-78. Because I joined in 1974. Yeah. 77-78, I became third officer. Then we were building 19 ships.
Yes.
8 from Yugoslavia. Now present day Croatia, from Split. Then 11 from South Korea was Ulsan. So I went for the second vessel, MV River Kerawa. The first vessel was Gemini. So I was third officer there. The second officer there was this same, my senior cadet on Ethiopia, Patrick Agetwe.
I see.
He was my second officer on the same vessel. And my chief officer then was now the captain, Captain Bodu.
I see.
So we all sailed from South Korea and we got to Lagos here.
Did you sail in ballast?
We sailed in ballast.
Okay.
We sailed in ballast. So by the time we came to Lagos from South Korea, took stores in Singapore, then we came down. When we arrived here now, it was time for me to go to school for my first mate. Okay. But the office said no, I should wait. I will be promoted to second officer to take over from Patrick Agetwe. I said, I've been fourth officer. I've been third officer for over 12 months. You did not deem me fit to promote me. I would please gladly like to go to school. So 3 of us, my mates, went to school as third officer to do our mates. All our juniors, all the ones, maybe some of them, Joao, they were late Captain Alaba, they were already promoted second officer when we were in school doing our mates. Myself, Okide, Musa, we went to school as third officer for our mates. By the time we came back, all our juniors have been promoted second because we have new shifts now and they needed people to fill. So that was no quarrel. So when we finished now, luckily we all got our mates. Automatically we became second officer. I only sailed a voyage down from Liverpool to Lagos. That was when I went for my marriage introduction. I introduced introduction to my wife, who is still with me now, but to the glory of God.
Yeah. And
now they started promoting those who got mate with me at the same time, first mate, to chief officer. So that's why I used the excuse that I was still doing my marriage. To say, me, I'm not going back as second officer. Me, I'm due for promotion as chief officer. You delay my promotion from third mate to second mate. This one shouldn't be delayed, but my already people who got mate around same time, they already chief officer. And as luck will have it, and God on being on my side, that same year, it was 1980. 3 double promotion that year. I was still third officer that year, early up to March. When I got my mate, I became second officer. By July, by the time I came back to Nigeria, I was still second officer. By that July, I was promoted to chief officer. Okay. And my first assignment was to be the navigation instructor on MV River Andoni for the first set of cadets from Moron.
I see.
30 cadets on board. I see. And that was what began my interest in lecturing.
I see. You
can see that I'm a big lecturer now.
Yeah.
Maybe you're hard.
Yes.
So that was the eye opener for me. So just strictly as training officer.
Yeah.
I also have an engineer colleague, Engineer Jakai. He was second engineer, and I was chief officer, but doing training job.
Okay.
Navigation instructor, engineer instructor. 30 cadets. We went to Europe with the cadets. The first set of Ebubogu.
Yeah. Captain
Oyedokun late.
Yeah.
Adedokun.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of them. You know, I still remember a lot of their names. So went to Europe and came back. By the time the cadets went back to school, they were different. They tasted sea experience, and the school knew that yes, this was the ideal training for them. That was the beginning of the good training our cadets had from Oro.
Okay.
So when I finished that assignment, I now started I was now made a full chief officer. First of all, as extra chief officer on River Ogbese, and we were trading from Lagos to Rouen to bring Pojo containers. Okay. The beauty of it that time was that, you know, Pojo was based in Kaduna.
Yes.
The rail system was efficient then.
It was.
So we were bringing containers from Rouen, France. As we were arriving in Lagos here, we were landing them direct on the rail. Yeah. And they will go to Kaduna, and the empties will come the opposite direction.
Exactly.
There was no conjunction we were having around our ports, yes, or the mess we were having on the road nowadays.
Yes.
So I was busy as chief officer. You are the cargo officer. Of course. You are the one in charge of loading. So I have experienced a lot of general cargo loading, and that was the beauty of containers were coming in that time too. This is one of your questions here. So we started loading containers. Very beautiful.
So let's talk about the major cargos and the major ports you were calling us. Can you name some of them?
Well, if I have to name ports, Kai.
Just a few.
Hamburg.
Just a few.
Hamburg, yeah. Liverpool, Tilbury, all this in UK, Middlesbrough, yeah. Glasgow, Amsterdam, yeah. Rotterdam, Antwerp.
That's in Europe.
Belgium.
What about in West Africa?
Now, no, we'll come back to West Africa. Now, Far East.
Okay.
Singapore, okay. Hong Kong, Keelung, that's in Taiwan. Then many ports in Japan, Kobe, Nagoya,
Okinawa,
Nagasaki, Yokohama, Moji. Then we moved to South Korea, Busan. We went around the world. Then, of course, West Africa, Dakar, Freetown, like Monrovia, Abidjan, Tema, Takoradi, Lomé, Cotonou, All Nigerian ports, you know now, Lagos, Calabar, Warri, Port Harcourt. Then Douala. So I went through
How long was it taking in a port?
Because of depending on the tonnage of cargo at discharge. You know, it's general cargo. We always stay long in port, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2-3 days, but sometimes if you are having full cargo here, it can be 2 weeks inside Lagos here at times. With all full cargo.
But Lagos was the place you spent the longest time.
Lagos, and funny too, not all the time. I was on the COAC run. That's West African continent. That we know from those ports in Europe. I used to go to Port Harcourt, Calabar, and Warri. That was our major trips those days. And the trip was about 6 weeks turnaround voyage. But the Far East one is about 3 months turnaround.
Yes.
So it was not
the distance.
Yes, it was the distance, and it was also we used to load at not less than 10 ports in Japan alone.
Wow.
Oh yes, you arrive one port in the evening.
What was this cargo?
Yeah, they just pick cargo here and there, some tons here, and different cargo here and there. So we go at 10 or more ports in Japan. We will go to South Korea, we still come back and top up. Then we go to Keelung, that's Taiwan. Then we move to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong we come to Singapore, which is like logistics base. Okay. So we must do our other bunker, freshwater stores, we do everything there. Then head to Lagos. You know, the journey from Lagos to Singapore used to be 18 days, and Singapore to Japan 7 days. So I talk about 25 days on one journey, and 25 days to come back, and all the other one are ports where you do loading and discharging. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting.
Very interesting, yes.
Then the challenge I had. You want to know that one? Am I there yet?
No, not yet. I think here now we are talking about the era of containers.
Yes.
Whether you notice how the...
Yes, you know I told you we were carrying Pojo containers.
That's right.
CKD. Yeah. You know, which they now assemble in Kaduna. That was the beginning of the era of containerization. Yes. And our vessels were combo ships those days. And this combination of container carrying and general cargo. Yeah. So we could load general cargo into the boats, and some boats we also take on container, and the whole deck was full of containers. 3 high, 5 high, depending on the capacity of each container. So it was the era of containerization. Good.
I think we can skip 8 and go to 9, talking about expatriate seafarers when you joined, or was it fully Nigerianized? Well,
like I said earlier on, we met expatriates when I came as cadet. Even when we now bought even 19 ships, it was even more difficult for Nigerians to manage because we haven't got officers to that level of master, chief officer, chief engineer. So we still had a lot of, we used to call our ship United Nations.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a mixture. Even when I was on Andoni, my captain that time was a Ghanaian, Captain Ansa.
I see.
Kwanzaa, Captain Kwanzaa. Yes, I had a lot of Ghanaians, Kenyan, East Africans. Yes, they came. East African. Then we had Europeans, we had people from New Zealand, people from Gambia. We call our ship United Nations that time. But we were still growing that time. So it was great. We had them with us, and they were also help us in training.
Now, in 10, many of the seafarers were based in Liverpool. Were you also based there? Did you school there? What was your experience of life abroad? What was your first experiences?
Liverpool, we took Liverpool as our second home.
But the first week you arrived there,
it was a different environment, and luckily we met some senior colleagues who were just a few months ahead of us. So they took us around. Life was different. Nightclubs, we'll go to library here, recreation here and there. Life was different. And also teaching was also different. But everything you needed was available. And they give you room for recreation, swimming, everything. Everything was fully packaged. You know? Then, the office being in Liverpool, and we also school in Liverpool, it gave us tremendous advantage. We could buy as many books as we wanted because everything will be paid for or will be reimbursed by NNSL. And we didn't lack anything. We were paying allowances regularly, and when you're in school, they took over your school fees, accommodation, feeding, everything, and you are still on salary. It was beautiful scholarship word. So living in Liverpool, I never lived in Liverpool. I only stayed there for schools only. Only the period I was school, because my family were based in Lagos.
So you never stayed in Liverpool, that is to stay there, but you and your family never based there.
No. My family never based in Liverpool.
Throughout.
We were based all out in Lagos. Yeah. But
that is quite different. But
in those days too, we were allowed to stay with our family.
Yeah.
So on 2 or 3 occasions, I was able to stay with my entire family. So that gave them room to also know the world, travel around here and there. Took them to where I schooled. So my children had that experience of where I schooled my wife. So it was a good experience for them, even though we never left. My wife was also developing her own career here.
Okay.
As a teacher.
I see.
From I married her as grade 2 level. She graduated to NCE at Ogunsoya now.
Okay.
Later, she got her first degree from University of Ilorin.
Yeah.
Then later, she got her master's degree at LASU.
Okay.
So she was also developing a career. So I didn't want to disturb her while I was doing my own career development. So I never disturbed her. And she was also looking after the children.
Yeah.
But they are schooling, they are training, everything. So it was good. It was advantageous for me that I had here.
What was the time it was taking you to join your family each time?
Well, like I said, an average voyage 6 weeks. But the longest one was 3 months.
Okay.
But I had the extraordinarily long one, which was my final voyage.
Okay.
1988. MV River Ogbese was in Calabar, down with generator problem.
Okay.
Then there was a company that now chartered the vessel to take some cargo to India.
Okay.
So they were also ready to do some repair so that we deduct part of the hire from them. So they were able to fix up the generator. So by January 89, we left Nigeria with about 3,500 tons of cargo of logs, melina. Thick, very expensive. But they use there for the other for clothing or their currency. It was very, very important cargo. We had to carry that cargo under special license. But normally Nigeria doesn't permit exportation of these logs. So we had to go under special license. Now, when we got to India, unknown to me as the master of the vessel, I had, when you have to set a bill of lading, I had delivered the cargo to who presents similar to me over there. The owners of the cargo have sold the cargo to 3 different people. So we had 3 different bills of lading by the time we arrived in India. So fraudulently. After discharging half of the cargo, there was a court order that my vessel was under arrest. So, and I was somewhere in a very remote area in the state of Gujarat. We call the anchorage Magdala. So, and that was very, very difficult for me to go out to arrange things for the crew. And we had an agent in faraway Cochin in India there, very far away, almost down south of India. India is a very big country. So, we were having problem. Then our monsoon setting, bad weather setting, and we were anchoring, which could drink my vessel to any problem. And we ran short of our provisions, bunker, water, everything. They had to send SOS. Then the Harbour Master of Bombay responded to my SOS. I said, Captain, if you can make it to Bombay, come along and then we will be able to arrange something for you. That was my savior. So I was able to manage the vessel, go to Bombay, a pilot met me on the river, and we brought into Inner Anchorage. This same Harbour Master appointed an agent of necessity for me that catered for our needs, which were now communicated to the main agent in Cochin. The agent was called Modest Shipping. So we now started as sub-agent to the one, so they all agreed, everything was fine. So while I was in there, at the time, I was now going to court, representing the company.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, you were already arrested at the first point of Anchorage.
Yeah, but I was still within, the idea is that I was not supposed to leave India.
Okay.
So they got me permission to come to Bombay.
Did they monitor you?
They monitor. Those who they have Coast Guard. They have effective coast guard.
Okay, so the coast guard were keeping an eye.
Yes, they had effective coast guard.
Okay.
They knew my ship was under arrest. So when I came to Bombay, they still kept an eye on me while I was at inner anchorage.
Okay.
But I'll give you one experience later. But the monsoon met me another season again.
Okay.
And my vessel was drifting up and down. And then I had to drop second anchor to keep the vessel from drifting.
Yeah.
Then, when the weather calmed down, Coast Guard called me and said, "Were you trying to run away?" Not at all. The weather was bad. I had to re-anchor. So I'm going to call the agent to arrange pilot to bring me back to my former anchorage. They were monitoring us. But they were monitoring my vessel was under arrest. Later, the court agreed that we should discharge the remaining cargo to the court custody.
Okay.
They now they had embargo on the cargo, so they will now determine the real owner of the cargo. I was going to call representing the company.
Yes.
Then the company was asked to pay or to put down what do I call it? There's a name we'll call it now.
This security?
Security. Very correct. Security of $1.8 million. Okay. That was difficult for NNSL to produce. So we were there. Luckily for us, the equivalent of senior advocate that was representing us in there, they used the English one, QC, the equivalent of SAN here. The man was made, with our change of government, the man was made Solicitor General of India. So I was talking to the man directly from when he was now posted to New Delhi. We were not talking, Captain, what is wrong with people? Now I have reduced, with my position, I have reduced that security to 600,000. So let the people find the money so that we can release the vessel. After I spent 1 year there.
You spent 1 year?
18 months. I spent 18 months in that place.
Because of this issue?
Yes. Then I was not tired. I wanted to be relieved. Meanwhile, I was changing crew. People were getting tired. People were getting some funny messages from home. I had to be relieving them. And they were sending people to replace them. I had no problem. My ship was peaceful. And they were sending us our salary from Liverpool and Hamburg regularly. I was getting our salary regularly.
What year was this?
This was 1990.
Okay.
1989-90.
Okay.
While I was there. It was while I was there that the incident of Gorilla happened.
I see.
February. I was already in India when it happened. The Gorilla incident happened.
I see.
So, by the time I spent longer time, I needed to rest. I needed to build my friend. I've been away from my house for 18 months.
God.
The little girl I had that time, I already started nursery primary before I got home. I only did naming ceremony. And the wonderful lady just got married last year with her master's degree in international maritime law.
I see.
From Swansea University.
I see.
She's a big lady now. Glory be to God.
Glory be to God.
So when one of the British captain came to relieve me, so I came home. That was when I decided, well, I've had enough. I had to leave NNSL.
I see.
So by 1990, I came back to Nigeria. I had accumulated leave of 14 months.
I see.
It was during these 14 months that I did one job here and there, bringing ship for Mollab from UK.
Okay.
Then joined his friends, Ladoja, to bring a vessel from Canada, progress for Canada. And that was when I said, well, NNSL, I'm voluntarily retiring. So I left NNSL 1991.
1991.
October 1, 1991. 4 years before liquidation.
Yeah, that's right.
To the glory of God.
That's right.
So you already know some of this latter story already.
Yes. So that is a very, very interesting career.
Very interesting.
Very interesting career.
Very interesting.
Okay. So with that, I think we better go to question number 14, which is to describe the story of NNSL from the good times to the bad times, and what do you think, what was your opinion of what went wrong?
Well, from the onset, NNSL was well organized. And we had a subsidiary company in the UK, yes. Nigerian UK Limited, yes. Which was actually responsible for fixing, repairs, dry docking, our education. They did everything, excellent visa, everything. They did everything for us. Everything worked very well. The moment they shifted power to Lagos, that Lagos now wanted to be running everything. That was when things started to go wrong. That's level number one. Number two, we are carrying government cargo from Romania. We are bringing fertilizer. We are carrying troops to Lebanon. ECOWAS, we are carrying troops. Government was not paying NNSL. We are buying bunkers now. All this costs money now. So government also contributed to the early demise of NNSL. Then we also started having square pegs and square holes. Those who are in the office, some of them were not supposed to be there. So they were not planning the vessels for their schedule, dry docking, maintenance, and even getting cargo for the. Some were even selling cargo meant for our ship to sister companies. Yes, we were laughing. This was happening even before NMA started the cargo sharing whatever. Huh? So they were the ones that ran down NNSL. And also corruption also added to it. Yeah. But people are now having triple invoices for the same items supplied. So that was part of the downfall of NNSL.
Yeah. You are right about that. All right, sir. Well, we have answered question number 15 as well. Mm-hmm. Then, do you have any personal challenges? You have mentioned about the face-off with bosuns.
Yes, we have said, I would say, luckily, I've been very lucky. Yeah. I've had very fast promotion too after the first incident. Yes. My promotion was fast. Yeah. I mean, I became I got my master in 1984. Yes. And by February 1986, I was already promoted master on one of the vessels. My first command was River Oji, and I took over in Lagos here. Very interesting.
It was expedited.
Then I went to Europe, came back. I had one or two collisions. That's one of the challenges. My vessel was in Far East. We had a collision with a vessel that was towing. Okay. Unknown to us, it was dark in the night. They were not showing proper light. We had collision, and I think maybe 2 lives were lost. The vessel was arrested in Japan, and I was even sent back to Nigeria. It became very serious for me, and they had a lot of disciplinary measures against me. They delayed my promotion and this and that. After some time, that was when I joined your vessel later. Where they now said, okay, all sins were forgiven because of the way I handled the vessel in India. Yeah. And I must tell you too, the High Commissioner in India, one Bello, and this was during the time of Babangida, the man said, if he had the position, he would have recommended for national award. That the way I was able to handle a vessel in foreign land for 18 months without any crisis. Yeah. And the way I was able to manage, and people were even renewing passports, I was arranging things for them. Everything was going smoothly. Eventually, I had to go home too. The High Commissioner invited me from Bombay to New Delhi and gave me dinner and arranged for my flight to and fro.
Oh, that was great.
Just to show gratitude that, well, you young man, you have done well, you have made the country proud, and then you go home and stay with your family. And when I was going back, NNSL was owing the agent. The emergency agent were in Bombay. Yes. And the agent had to travel with me to Nigeria. So because they don't know him, they know the one in Cochin.
I see.
He became agent of necessity because of the crisis.
Yes.
He followed me to Nigeria.
I see.
And then Mr. Shidi was MD there. He said, this is the agent that took care of the vessel. They reassured him. When the man got to Nigeria, the man looked at Nigeria, maybe it was a poor country. You know that Nigeria was a very rich country. The man changed his mind when he came to Nigeria. When they assured him, no, don't worry, we'll pay you. Okay. And when he got back, it was settled. So it was great. It was a great experience.
I think it's a great experience. I think we have to ask you about favorite flags, artifact. What do you have to remember your time at sea? Did you keep anything?
I kept my sextant, which is a navigational equipment, which was issued to us for every cadet. That was part of our sea kits. Okay. This is for navigational purposes, yes. For celestial bodies or even terrestrial bodies. Okay. It's a tool for navigation which I will never forget. So I still keep it with me. I did some training late October last year at the Naval NNSL here, and I took it there to train some lieutenant and lieutenant commanders in navigation. Yeah. I showed them sextant. Some of them have not seen this, some of them don't know how to use it, how to train them. It was a beautiful experience. So it's a key Nigerian equipment that I've kept in my house.
On that note, Captain, I think I have to thank you very much.
It has been a great pleasure to have this kind of interview.
Okay.
You are doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.